two, uno. Blast off. Hopefully everybody's joining us. Can I hear anything? Yes, I can hear things. All right. Well, hopefully we have a much better picture tonight of me. And welcome to the Cosmic Cafe Show, where the paranormal is normal. Let me lose my glasses here so you can see my beautiful hazel eyes. Hey, this is our live evening edition. Today's date is February Cinco. And I don't even know how to say 2016 in Spanish, but I'll not even try. And over the next few minutes, we are going to highlight what we feel are the best in space. UFOs, aliens, abductions, Bigfoots. Knock that off, Jeff. I can see you on the side cam. Ghosts and Hauntings, as well as the video clip which caught our eye today. I really got to get myself an eye patch and a parrot for my shoulder. Speaking of parrots for shoulders, let me go ahead and pop over here and get Jeff on the screen. Howdy, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you tonight, Eric?
Good, good. Well, welcome back to the cafe. As our regular viewers would remember, you were here last Friday.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back again. Thanks for having me again.
Well, I'm certainly glad to have you back. I don't know why we're having the video blinky thing. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem all night long. But anyways, just as a little teaser, Jeff's going to be talking about the recent release of the CIA and FBI UFO files. Some release that was, huh?
Yeah, well, Pablum's got to go somewhere.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So hang on there while Jeff works out his blinky thing. I don't know what's going on with his blinky
That's not
thing
me, man. See, look, my hands are numb. That's you.
While he's working all that out, I'm going to jump back over to our headlines, and Jeff can join us there. He can kind of hang out on top. But while we're doing that, let me get us with our... well, actually, Jeff just informed me what kind of paranormal guy am I here. Here I'm thinking William Shatner doing Star Trek was the top story, but there's actually... Jeff, why don't you tell people, because I didn't have time to load in pictures and all that. What happened today that's actually way more monumental than having William Shatner?
Actually, it's really kind of sad news. Unfortunately, today, Dr. Edgar Mitchell passed away.
Yeah.
Many of you know he was an Apollo astronaut, one of the men who actually went to the moon. And not only that, but he's been a hero to ufologists everywhere for his stance on UFOs and the possibility of alien contact and the existence of life elsewhere in the universe. He's going to be greatly missed.
Absolutely. And I understand that Denise and Jesse Marcel know him and have... then you said they talked to him, correct?
Well, I believe he was out at the Roswell Festival and spoke out there one of the years.
Yeah.
And I know that he moved back to Artesia, New Mexico, which is where I lived just south of Roswell for a while as well. So, yeah, he's been a figurehead out there during those festivals, I believe, more than once.
So apparently he did pass away today, and obviously he's going to be greatly missed by the community, but the community also can thank him and tip their hat to him for sharing all the information that he did over all these years and helped our community in truly a special and unique way that we can all be eternally grateful for.
Absolutely. He was quite the humanitarian as well, and like I said, he's going to be sorely missed by a lot of people.
Well, cheers to you, Doctor, and hopefully we'll see you in the other world soon, or maybe for some of us not so soon.
Yeah.
So cheers. Well, now I really feel kind of sucky about going on with the William Shatner.
Well, I got to say about this story, it intrigues me because I'm wondering how this is going to work when he died in generations.
Hey, you know what? In the movies, there's always a way to bring somebody back.
Yeah, if nothing else, just go to, well, it's an alternate universe.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that because Russ Emanuel, our friend with that movie Occupants, that does deal with alternate and parallel universes. It is ironic that Russ is the one that posted that on Facebook, and I saw it.
I hope he's watching tonight. I know he was. He caught me earlier today when I was on Over the Rainbow with Bob Brown, which is broadcast in England.
I heard you on that.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe you'd call in with a question or two, but hey, next time we'll get you.
I was in the chat room and I was at work, so at least I got to listen in.
Sure, your boss loves that chat room while you're at work. Cool.
Yeah. That's a good way to like participate and not get busted by the boss.
There you go. Much better than playing Galaxians all day, I'm sure.
That's right. So, well, anyways, we'll see what Captain Kirk manages to pull out, but maybe it's an alternate Kirk. Yeah, that's a very interesting theory. Very interesting indeed.
I don't know. They'd have to work the Nexus back into it somehow to make that work.
Hey, you know what? They're Hollywood producers. They'll figure something out.
Yeah, get Tracy Torme on it.
Besides that, we don't want to give them any good ideas without getting paid. I mean, that's big budget right there, right?
Anytime, any of you that want to contact me, pick my brain over any of these scripts or shows or movies, my consulting fee is very cheap. Feel free to give me a ringy-dingy anytime. I'll be more than happy to help.
I ditto that, by the way. Jeff and I can actually. I'm making your picture a little bigger so people can see a little better there. Jeff and I actually could work as like a dynamic duo, so you could get like two for half of the price of one.
Absolutely. Or you could just send all the money to me, and I'm sure Eric wouldn't mind just donating his time. That would work as well, I'm sure.
Hey, I donate my time enough as it is.
There you go. So he's used to that, so that'd work out no problem. Great.
All right, well, so up next, so we get through the paranormal news and then get on to the juicy stuff about these CIA documents. I say loosely. Yeah. Well, hey, look at this. Our space and UFO category. Actually, this one means a lot to me because this is my friend Chelsea Austin, who actually tweeted this awesome picture out this morning of the ULA launch over there at Kennedy Space Center. She lives just like,
nice.
Spitting distance of Kennedy. And it was my pleasure to get to know her among many of the others at the NASA social group back in early December of 2015. And so Chelsea's just a really, really great gal. And I think she actually is an artist and has her own business doing artwork and stuff as well.
Nice.
So, but she tweeted this out, and while we were there in December, we actually got to tour the ULA's facility and got some behind-the-scenes stuff. So, would have been great to... Huh?
Oh.
Jealous. Whatever Jeff's doing, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, Chelsea, thanks a lot. I miss you and all the great friends, the NASA social friends I made there. And thanks again for making my trip to Kennedy Space Center a great experience of my life. So wanted to just throw that out there, being a little selfish, but hey, let's mosey along to aliens. Ooh, who doesn't love aliens? And in our aliens and extraterrestrials category tonight, we have this interesting story and question posted by Sarah Griffiths, who wrote this article for the Daily Mail. And it basically is headlined, "If Aliens Visit Earth, They'll Take Charge." So that is an interesting statement and question. And this is according to a SET scientist. Now, I don't know if that was a typo on their part, SET, or is that a new division of SETI? Because this guy is a co-founder of the SETI Institute right here in my backyard in Mountain View, California. And this gentleman believes that aliens are advanced enough technologically to find Earth and get here, and that they would naturally have the ability to take over. So, hey, there's a big, long, full story that she wrote about it, and it's there in the Daily Mail. So I provided the article link in tomorrow's email of the Daily Specials recap.
There is historical precedence for that idea as well. You know, whenever a more advanced culture comes into contact with a lesser developed culture, the lesser developed culture invariably is absorbed and disappears.
Hey, I just noticed that we have Carol in our live chat room. Hello to Carol. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Last night, she was trying to get in when we had Brett and Devin on, and the chat tool that I was using was not working properly, and I did not see any of her questions or any of her comments or anything. So, Carol, I apologize to you right now, personally. Thank you very much for coming back tonight. And anybody else that wants to join her, go to the YouTube channel, and you can just go straight there. The short link to get you over there is just go to ccs.chat, and put that in your web browser. That'll take you over to my page. You click on the link for YouTube and go in, log into your YouTube account, and you can go ahead and chat live with Carol and with us and ask Jeff your questions. And I will see if Carol has any questions for you. It doesn't look like she has anything currently, but hey, we'll keep our eyes on it right now while I continue to do the news and not try and get too distracted. Ah, yes. Hey, we have, look at this, Jeff. We have actually an auto sponsor. Your Old Bicycle. Ah, yes. Your Old Bicycle returns years of nostalgia to you from your over-embellished childhood. Distant are those horrible memories as a boy of cracking the nuts. And how about those many times the chain fell off, causing you to crash into a ditch or a wall or run over your neighbor's nasty cat? Ah, yes, fond memories. Only a child who was abused because he or she was told by their mean, awful parents to ride to school in the rain, or while it was nice and warm and sunny outside. They told you it would build character. And yes, Your Old Bicycle is now a proud sponsor of the Cosmic Cafe Show. Isn't that just really special? I'm amazed by some of the great sponsors we have here at the Cosmic Cafe Show.
You know, Eric, I never had trouble with the chain coming off of my old bike because I lubed it with alien itch cream. True story.
I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. So for our abduction experiencer category, thanks to Ufology UK for this tweet of a YouTube video. By the way, have you noticed that it seems like most of my content comes out of the UK? What is up with that? Why can't we have more Americans, you know? Is it we're outsourcing our... never mind. Anyways. Okay, so anyways, Ufology UK, thanks for their tweet of a YouTube video of this Muslim lady who talks about her abductions, which had started in her childhood. Now, this video runs for actually almost 40 minutes. It's over 30 minutes long, so I encourage you to go check it out later after the show. You don't want to miss out on what Jeff's got coming up. But you might want to skip ahead about 10 minutes when you finally do get over there, because that's pretty much when that guy shuts the heck up and lets her start talking. So, hey, it's kind of like me with Jeff, right? But I've been letting Jeff talk. Anyways, I would show you a clip out of the video like normal, but honestly, the audio is not all that easy to hear. It's rather difficult, and you know what? Those two people just kind of sitting there with that badly lit room just is not really all that great. So I'll be honest. So not putting you through that. Now, hey, thanks to Barbasol, the shave cream, for this humorous tweet about the big furry fella. Yes, indeed. Barbasol has this idea about how nobody's found the big furry fella. Yes, that's because he's been using his Barbasol to shave. See, we got big furry fella before. We got big furry fella after.
Wow, I think I saw him on an episode of Next Generation. Yeah.
And so, hey, act now and you can get one of these collector cans that I so eloquently photoshopped with great precision and care. But this, this is going to be one of my future fake commercials, but I will tell you, this was a real tweet that was sent out today, and I did retweet it with our CCS Live hashtag, so you can find it, because I'm not making it. Well, I added all the other stuff, but it was a real tweet. So thanks to Barbasol. Hats off to you guys for something pretty funny, actually. Okay, so moving along to Ghosts and Hauntings. Speaking of funny, tonight, people that tuned in tonight are probably really happy that they tuned in, because this is just a funny show.
Just seeing the Ghostbusters car is worth it for me. Hey, cool.
Yeah, this is thanks to Ben Woldridge. I guess he was right place, right time, and he sent out this tweet of, yes, the Ghostbusters car, and he makes a point that he says maybe they have a poltergeist problem. So I was kind of wondering, well, who are they? And so I looked up the @BRB, and I guess it's not Be Right Back, but it's actually the Birmingham Royal Ballet in the United Kingdom. See, I don't know what's going on with the United Kingdom, but they seem to be really rocking it.
Okay.
And the @Brum Hippodrome, that's the other name that he tweeted to it. That's also.
But you said that, not me.
I know, thank goodness. That's in Birmingham, UK as well. So with that, hey, did you like these stories? Do you want to find them for yourselves? Well, yes, we have the CCS Live hashtag. You don't have to wait till tomorrow morning's email to get it. Yes, you can just go on to Twitter right now. And, well, hey, while you're on Twitter, join one of the 13,000 plus followers of the Cosmic Cafe Show and follow us. And search the CCS Live hashtag, and everything that we've posted here today, except for I think the first story by Russ, that was on Facebook, so you have to go over to Facebook, but boo, right? No, actually, anyways, I better just shut up right now while I'm still ahead. Anyways, and hey, while you're at it, why don't you go over to our website, cosmiccafeshow.com. And if you feel your funny bone's been tickled adequately enough and you like the shows, you want to keep us independent, you want to show us a little love, hey, rather than throwing those tip coins in your local coffee shop's tip jar, why don't you throw a couple our ways? We would mucho appreciate that. And is that everything I have there? That is. So, Jeff, I got one video I want to play before we get into the main thing. You mind hanging on for a second here?
Go for it.
Let's go ahead and get this video up here. Where is that video? It didn't play. Why did my video not play? It was supposed to play. Let's get the thing going. There we go. All right.
My name is Uma Voletti. I am the CEO of Memphis Meets.
You hear that okay?
Yeah. No, I don't hear a thing. There's no sound. I see his lips are moving.
You can't hear it?
Fortunately, since I posted this earlier, I know what this is today. But yeah, there's no sound coming through.
Should be coming through.
It should be, I agree. But it's not.
Less than what traditional animal agriculture would cause. So
well, I'll switch it to this to make sure.
Is something that we've been working on for the last 2 to 3 weeks, and we farmed meat cells from beef. We brought it over to the kitchen along with our team, and we also had a specialty chef named Dave Anderson. What we asked him to do is to recreate the experience of meatball. He took the meat that we grew, he used a recipe, Italian meatball recipe, and created a beautiful meatball. And we watched him cook it. We watched how the meatball reacted when it was put in a pan. We heard the sizzle, we smelled the meat that was being cooked, and it was exactly what you would expect a beef meatball to smell like.
It tastes like a meatball. It's good.
You know, this is the first time a meatball has ever been cooked with beef cells that did not require a cow to be slaughtered. So, you know, this is a big and momentous occasion for us, and given that it tasted exactly like beef, it's one of the historic moments in the history of our company, and I'm glad you're here to capture it.
That's why I liked it. This guy, okay, here's my thing about this guy, is he basically figured out a way to take beef cells, as he calls it, and make hamburger out of it and cook it and not have to kill the cow. So
right, the cells never even saw the inside of a cow. Literally, they were grown in a dish in a lab environment, and then he brought in a chef to try different recipes, and they used seasonings and stuff, and came out with this meatball recipe where it tastes exactly like a beef meatball should.
I don't know why my camera went out of focus there, but hopefully that's much better. So there, you can hopefully now you can see me better.
I can count each hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually was playing with the webcam feature earlier and figured out, hey, how to make it more clear. But I have to like do it through manual focus, so I don't know why it lost its focus, but hey, we're back, right?
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I found that really interesting, and I was thinking about it, and here's my question about that video, okay? Would a vegetarian eat that burger or that meatball? Because don't vegetarians not eat meat because they don't want an animal to be killed? But if an animal is not killed, then is it okay for them to eat it?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not a vegan, so I can't answer for them, but I will say that I did see some vegan comments where they were kind of excited about the idea behind it. Mm-hmm. So I think possibly that is correct, that if vegans would be able to eat something like that if no harm came to any animals in the creation of it.
Isn't that an interesting concept?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
And another comment that a friend of mine, Kyle Parr, made from Colorado, he said, well, isn't that like GMO food?
I was just going
and,
there
what
next.
are you guys thinking about that? And, this is specifically different because the genes weren't altered to create this. This didn't come from a cow at all. It's not a genetic organism. This is just something, a way that the cells were conditioned to grow in a cultured environment, just like yeast or anything else grows in a culture. So it's kind of exciting, really. It could be revolutionary, and it could help defeat a lot of impoverished countries. So it's something to keep an eye on.
Plus, also, it would help to keep, if we could grow it and it's healthy or healthier and tastes great and we don't have to slaughter a cow, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I definitely feel better than that. I have nothing against cows. I've had a few that I've been friends with, actually, and seen grow from calfhood to adulthood. Mm-hmm. And I certainly wouldn't want anything to happen to them. Yeah. Although I enjoy, I'm the biggest fan of In-N-Out out there. I love a good burger. I love a good steak.
Yeah.
I'm a beef eater. I'm an omnivore. I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure there's plenty of people like me that don't even give a second thought as to where the food comes from in front of them. Actually, that's not true. In my later years, I do think about it a little bit more. But when I was younger, it was all about consume, and not thinking about the details of where it came from.
Right.
So something like that is pretty revolutionary, and it's a great idea. I see nothing but good coming from it.
I'm just checking the status of our chat room, so it looks like there's no fresh questions for you so far, but we haven't really dug into the meat and potatoes of why you're here tonight. So let me,
There's meat, potatoes? Let me get my plate, okay?
That was probably a horrible...
well, we are at the Cosmic Cafe, right?
That's right. Let me go ahead and make sure this... So this was the first image that you sent me for the show, and I know you have some other stuff that you're going to try and do a video share or a split screen, but this is... I guess tell us about this document.
Well, this one I thought was pretty interesting. Everyone's making a big flap about the release of CIA documents, which, hey, it didn't happen this week. They're just talking about it. It happened a while back. And these documents aren't anything to get your shorts in a twist over either.
Right.
As you can see, redacted paperwork really doesn't give you much information whatsoever. And when people refer to things as balloons repeatedly, it makes you wonder just how clogged our skies were with, the debris from certain circuses and carnivals and things that must have gone on back then for all these reports to come back as probably balloons.
Hey, do you think part of that song from Edie Brickell, 99 Red Balloons, was part of the CIA cover-up of the balloon hysteria?
Why, yes, Eric, not in one little bit do I think that. Sorry. No, 99 Red Balloons, while being a horrible song, I don't think had anything to do with the CIA or a cover-up of UFOs at all.
Ah, darn.
Interesting thought, though, but no, I don't buy any of the balloon stories at all when it comes to UFOs because,
but we saw
frankly,
Captain Jesse Marcel there posing with the balloon, though. It had to have been it, right?
And as his grandkids will tell you, that look on his face was the "you've got to be kidding me" look that he reserved for shenanigans that his son would pull, Jesse Marcel Jr. Yes. So, that's not a very credible photo, and it's something that I know Major Jesse Marcel regretted having posed for the rest of his life, really, because it lent false impressions to the story as to what really happened.
Well, I think the reality is, though, is if he didn't do that, his life would have ended probably a little bit later that afternoon.
Well, not that so much. Of course, maybe, some witnesses do say that that's where the line originated. A bullet is cheap and there's lots of desert out there.
Yeah, he would have disappeared.
But you got to remember, he was one of the top officers of the largest intelligence group at the time, and the only group entrusted with the atomic weapons at the time. So he wasn't just some schmuck that you'd sweep under the carpet. He was pretty intellectual and important person even then.
Absolutely. There, I'm fixing your name. I want people to know who I'm talking to.
There we go.
Oh, now you're back.
Not distracting at all, by the way.
Absolutely not.
Let's go on to the next photo. This one's boring.
This one's really boring.
Yeah, really, it insults my intelligence. Okay, now this is actually the second. This is the second of the two about the.
Did I get them out of order?
Yeah, you did.
Hold on a second. No problem. There we go.
This is the first part. This has to do, and can you move your picture over just a little bit there in the corner?
Yeah, you're asking an awful lot.
Actually, you know what? We're okay. I'll go with what we got here. This has to do with a very important incident that happened in Iran. And the interesting part about this document is that I actually got this from the NSA website. Now, I'm doing this to make a point. The CIA, in all its brilliance, was never in the lead on the UFO issue. Never. Now, June 24th, 1947, the date of the Kenneth Arnold sighting, was the first time the term flying saucers was coined.
I thought it was actually the 1800s.
No.
That was from a newspaper article in
June 24th, 1947, when Kenneth Arnold sighted those craft at Mount Rainier, Washington, and described them looking as saucers skipping across the water. And even though they didn't look like saucers, the people heard the description of them skipping across the water as saucers, and the phrase stuck, flying saucers, from then on.
Oh, okay.
Now, 2 weeks after that, something happened you might have heard of. By the way, this hat, I would like to thank Tricia Marcel, Jesse Marcel III's wife. She designed and made this hat. I'd like to thank her very much. I got this from her out at Contact in the Desert a couple years ago.
Oh,
just a couple years later, Roswell, few people might have heard of it.
That's in New Mexico, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Amazingly, 2 weeks after the crash at Roswell, Harry S. Truman drafted the National Security Act.
And we've been screwed ever since.
Started the clamp on the security cover-up and the story of what really happened, and it's been locked down ever since.
Yeah.
So for something like this to be on their website is quite impressive. This is, if people would like to read this part here, this is a bit of the take of the NSA on what happened. And go ahead and go to that picture you had before.
Okay, hang on a second here. I'll go ahead and do that.
The actual wire story.
This one or this one?
Yeah, no, this one, the verbatim message.
This one?
Right, there
Okay.
So, and you only have one photo left to show after this, so we won't get them mixed up again. Now,
you say that so confidently.
Yeah, because I have confidence in you. You're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, at 12:30 in the morning on the 19th of September in 1976, there was an incident that happened in Tehran, Iran, where a pilot was engaging a UFO. And this is one of the more credible stories that's made its way out into public forum about incidents with the military and UFOs, even though it wasn't our military involved in this conflict. But the pilot is extremely credible. His account is extremely credible. There were other witnesses. There's radar tape footage. I believe there's gun camera footage of the event as well. And all have been verified. This is just one of the types of stories that really, without even hard work, you can dig up. And this was right on the National Security Agency website. So
where are all the black marks from the black pen to mark stuff out?
Well, you'll actually find a lot of that as well. When I split my screen off in a bit, I'll show you some of that. Go ahead and flip over to that last photo real quick, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen with some of those redacted photos for you. Now, as you can see, what you're going to see from the other documents and everything on the website, as they say here, most of the documents were classified. They were originally on carbon paper, and reproducing some of these documents can be tricky at best. Now, can you reduce the size of this just a hair?
Reduce the size of it?
Yeah, this photo right here.
Give me a moment.
Just shrink it just an edge so that people can read it all the way if they're interested in this.
Oh, they should be able to see it full screen. It's showing up on the broadcast full screen.
Yeah, it's kind of cut off on both sides where I'm looking at it here.
Oh, I think it's your Skype thing, but I can see it on the rebroad. On the live feed, it's all
visible for them too. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there is an actual statute, Section 504, and it states clearly that if you can't read any of the documents provided, you can request that the government provide you with an auxiliary copy so that you can get the information you're after from these documents. Now, I haven't tested this theory myself, but I'm going to in the very near future, especially with a lot of these redacted documents, because that is not letting loose any type of information at all, especially when it's been photocopied a few different times and there's toner marks and whatever, dirt and whatever all over the document. And you really can't get any of the information you're after out of the document itself. And it really doesn't seem like it's in the full spirit of the law.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna block my number and see if I can call that 301 number. I'm dialing.
I would imagine they're probably closed for the evening. Any government offices, it's after 5 o'clock. I'm sure they're not there.
All right, let's see.
Maybe you'll get a recording, huh?
Let's see what it says. We're calling this number. 3 ringy-dingies? 4 ringy-dingies?
I'm guessing that somewhere in the hallowed halls of the NSA, your number is now...
Thank you for calling the NSA Public Affairs Office. We are either unable to take your call at this time, or you have reached us outside of business hours, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. To reach the Public Affairs Officer, send an email to nsapao@nsa.gov. If this is an emergency, please call the Security Operations Center.
It's an emergency.
301-688-6911.
6911.
You cannot report a message for 301-688.
All right. Well, it won't let me record a message, and I'm not going to call the emergency.
You probably don't want to anyway.
No.
An interesting fact about when you do business with the NSA, it states right on their website that if you fill out any of the forms electronically on the website, you're granting them permission to surveil you.
Oh, really?
How do you like that? That's why I mailed in all my Freedom of Information Act requests. I did not do any of that electronically. I'm not granting permission for them to surveil anything I do.
You should get a cheap computer off of Craigslist and do it through that computer only at like a Wi-Fi hotspot at Starbucks.
You know, no.
Come on, Jeff. Have a little. You can make the laptop username. Well, whoever owned it before you from Craigslist.
I know. Oh yeah, I could just name it Eric Brown and.
No, that would be a bad idea. That'd be a very bad idea.
Oh,
is it too late to pause? Do I have a dump button? Where's my dump button? I don't have a dump button.
Oh
Jeff,
well.
You're getting me into a lot of trouble.
See how I am. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick here, Eric, and I'm going to go on to something else real fast.
I got the big screen up for you, so you go ahead and do that, and I'll remove your name so that way it's not blocking stuff.
We'll see if I can do this without too much effort here. Okay, so here we go. National Security Agency. Now, as you can see here, here's some of the commonly requested UFO terms with no records have been found. Yeah. Now, here's some of the stuff that you can find. View these documents in PDF form. They have quite an impressive list of stuff here. Yes?
Let me pause you real quick, because most people probably can't read any of that. But if they go to your website, your Blogspot website, or your Facebook, they'll be able to. You'll have like stuff where they can go to it or whatever.
Absolutely, and my point is that what the content of this page is. Absolutely, it's what I'm going to show you here when you go to the different parts.
Yeah.
Part A of these release documents, and I'm going to scroll through so people can see what I've been talking about redacted documents, and also about the term UFO.
Hold on. We lost your video feed. We got your handsome picture of you, but we don't have your live video. Did you click on something that caused your video?
No, let me try. Let's see what's going on here.
Because I can hear you just fine, but not seeing you anymore. So I'm wondering, or is the NSA already hacked in? And nope, wait, I think it's loading your video again. There we go. We got you back.
Okay, are we back? You know, I never know. It could have been the NSA trying to shut me down again.
Could be.
But you know, when you investigate
to Bob
something,
Evans a lot.
Whenever you write about something, you know, like especially unidentified flying objects, you want to have credible information. Now, us at MUFON, we do scientific investigations, and when we publish anything about something being a true unknown, we have data to back up our conclusion and what people would call scientific evidence. Nowhere in any of our case files will you see us use the term probably. Okay? If we think it might be an IFO that's a balloon, we'll tell you it's an IFO balloon. Not probably, or we guess, or we think, because we're not the National Maybe Agency. We're MUFON, okay? But you can still see here a half-assed attempt to block out the security clearance before top secret Umbra. It's almost like they're tantalizing you with little bits of what you can see. In other words, to pass off what you can't see as being something important. And I believe all of this, through all of these sections, is nothing more than a smoke screen. Oddly, though, every now and then you run into one such as this, where I feel the words that are blocked out might be UFO, and here it talks about whatever it was moved 43 nautical miles and 190 degrees off the port bow, or what was it that it moved off of, and faded 22 nautical miles, 170 degrees off of, what would that be? The stern? The bow? Starboard side? Who knows? Obviously, this is something that happened at sea with probably a naval vessel.
Oh, and man, I gotta get rid of my drawing. You moved it.
I'm sorry.
I was drawing a nice little UFO there for everybody so they could see what you were doing.
again, another document, lots of redaction, nothing of real meat and potatoes, but again, casually thrown in, probably a balloon.
All right, Pete. No. Go back to that. Scroll back up. Okay, pause right there. Pause. Yeah,
Gonna
that's
draw
fine.
a UFO?
Okay, my question is this area right here, that's kind of this open text area, is that readable, or is that just that they ran it through the Xerox machine about 1,000 times to degrade the text so bad that you really can't read it, so it doesn't matter whether there's black text on there or not?
I believe that there is content in that area, and we can't see it through either whiteout, blacking out, or just plain whatever trick they use to get rid of information like that. But you see, all of a sudden it comes down here to this next paragraph you can see, and that's in item 6.
Okay.
So, what's missing before all that gets to 6, right? So, yeah, I do feel that there are parts missing. Again, you can see this here.
I think that's
Again,
wait, that's the
item
understatement
6.
of the year. There's parts missing.
Yeah,
It's really good to know that
might even be the understatement of the year.
It's good to know that our government.
Something else here.
It's good to know that our government is being honest and straightforward with us and not hiding anything.
Absolutely.
Our taxpayer money that we pay every freaking year, whether we like it or not, because we got a freaking gun to our head called the IRS. It's good to know that money is being well spent on things like redacted documents that are so useless that it's insane.
Some of these other documents I would recommend public perusal of. They do bear scrutiny, and not so much for what they say as for what they don't say. But another interesting document I found here was this French government study. And clearly you see in here...
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. You say our CIA has a French government document on their website?
No, this is the NSA here. The CIA doesn't have really much of anything but pablum.
Oh, okay.
Because they really didn't know much. They weren't in the loop.
Okay.
The NSA was so totalitarian in the way they clamped down on the security and the secrecy of the whole topic of UFOs. That's why the NSA was created by Harry S. Truman, the only person to use a nuclear weapon, not once, but twice. Go nuke 'em, Harry. He's the guy who created the NSA, and probably the most sinister intelligence organization out there in the world today, really.
So that stands for National Secrets Society, is that correct?
Well, I think they say it's no such agency.
Oh, no such agency. Okay.
Yeah. It used to be the acronym for it. It used to be actual crime to talk about the NSA. They were an unacknowledged existence, an unacknowledged entity for many years, and it's only recently that they've thrown out the kinder, softer public face to the public and acted like they're sharing information with people. And it couldn't really be further from the truth, as you can see by these different releases.
I think we can. Let me ask you this: the releases from Edward Snowden, because he worked for the subcontractor with the NSA. Were those releases kind of what really helped to bring them to the forefront and made them more visible than they perhaps cared to be?
Well, I've actually looked at Snowden's documents and checked them out. And can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you just fine. You're nice and handsome.
Okay, I don't see you, though. All I see is your logo, so I just was wondering. I quit sharing my screen.
Oh, that's interesting. No,
I went to WikiLeaks and I did a search of the UFO documents that were released by Edward Snowden, who I consider a true American patriot and a hero.
I think WikiLeaks is Julian Assange, who's stuck in
Julian
the...
Assange website, but they're who published Edward Snowden's documents.
Oh, okay.
And that's who worked with Edward Snowden in getting all these documents up to light, and it's where you can find the archive of not just all of his documents, but also all of Gary McKinnon's documents that he released.
And these
so
are,
there is a treasure trove of information there at WikiLeaks. If anyone cares to take the time to look,
are they
I highly
redacted?
recommend it.
Are those documents
A lot
redacted?
of them are not. A lot of them are not. And I found like such gems as minutes from meetings of the floor of the United Nations where it was flat out revealed right there in the minutes that policies of the United Kingdom are to deny and not talk about any incidents of UFOs in the United Nations, no matter how much evidence there is or how many witnesses whatsoever. It's a non-issue. That's the status it has, and it's to be obviously discussed in another forum.
Let me just remind anybody that may have tuned in since the last time I mentioned this. If you go to our YouTube channel, the live broadcast that's going on right now, or if you're already in there watching the show, and you want to ask Jeff any questions, and you're thinking, Eric, you didn't ask him this, you need to ask him this, type it in the chat room. I actually have the chat room up on a separate computer so I can watch the chat room while we're doing this live broadcast. And I see a couple people in there, including Carol, who was on last night with Devin and Brett. So
Hi,
please,
Carol.
Yeah, hi, Carol. So please, I am monitoring that room live. The tool that I had that was supposed to monitor all the chat rooms is not working correctly. So I missed out on a bunch of questions.
What a tool.
Huh?
What a tool.
What a tool. Exactly. Yeah, so I missed out on a bunch of questions from last night when Devin and Brett were on. Because the tool wasn't showing. The tool was being a tool, and it did not show. So I am in the primary YouTube chat room. Everybody's got a YouTube or Gmail account, so just go in there, log in, and join in the chat. Send me some questions. I'm keeping my eyes open for them, and send the questions over for what's your name again? Jeff, right? You're Jeff, right? Yeah. So. Anyways, do that. And Jeff is a great guy. He's with MUFON. You're a state director, or what's your official title with MUFON? I keep getting that all confused.
I'm the state director of Southern California for MUFON, and I'm a member of the STAR team and a field investigator. I'm also the state section director of MUFON Tri-County. So that's easy to confuse now and then.
And you publish a couple of different things that are.
I'm the author of Field Investigators Toolbox, which can be found at mufonfieldinvestigator.blogspot.com. There's also a link to it directly off the MUFON website under Investigator Tools. And I publish articles frequently on ufodigest.com. My latest one can be found there. It was published on Christmas Day, and it has to do with a UFO incident that happened at Laguna Lake here in San Luis Obispo, California.
I got your, there's your Facebook page, and there's your MUFON Investigator Blogspot page.
I wish I could see your video on here. I'm totally in the dark as to the show now.
Oh, well, I don't know why whatchamacallit got you kicked out, but I'm showing both of your Facebook page now for everybody, and also I'll show the Blogspot here again. I just want to make sure people know how to get a hold of you, because we only got about 10 more minutes or so, and I don't
absolutely.
I don't want to forget. So there we go. And then again, mufonfieldinvestigator.blogspot.com.
Right.
So you guys can go check that out.
And feel free to find me on Facebook. I always, latest stories, I always am keen to post up there anything of interest. And any of my latest articles or interviews, I always post on there first. So it's a good place to stay in touch.
Absolutely. Is that your parrot in the background making all that racket?
Yeah, I'm afraid Monty's screaming for attention.
Well, you can bring him on camera if you want.
Well...
Or is it...
Yeah, why not? Let's get him on for a moment.
Okay, I'll show the slide again while you're doing that. There we go.
Come here, buddy.
While he's getting Monty, we'll go ahead and... Oops. That looks like...
Hi, Pee-Pee.
Right. Oh, there we go.
So making his television appearance on the Cosmic Cafe show, ladies and gentlemen, meet the latest in the investigative team of Krause and Monty, Monty the Parrot. Say hi, Monty.
Hiya there, Monty. Hey, Monty. How are you? I need to get an eye patch for you. Monty can have an eye
Monty
patch,
is
and
a
I can have an
fancy
eye
conure.
patch. Huh?
He's about a year and a half old now.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
And he's just starting to learn how to speak, kind of.
Yeah.
But
I love
he's
how...
definitely... He's looking at the show and wondering what's going on here.
Hi.
You can see
Let's all tilt our head.
Yeah, he's quite the ham.
He is. I remember when I was down at your house, and he and I hung out for a little bit. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
He's a bird brain, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a treasured member of our family.
Absolutely. Ah. All right, Monty.
Couldn't ask for a better bird.
Did you hear that, Monty? You're going to get a big ego.
Yeah,
Now,
he's already got one.
Don't drop a bomb on Jeff's jacket there.
Yeah, please. Well, he can. I got a washing machine. I'm used to it. You can always tell happy bird owners, so the ones that are allowed to go out in public without their family members telling them that they have a white streak running down from their shoulder to the middle of their back.
When I had a parrot, I used to wear a multicolored, multi-patterned shirt, so that way when the bird did poop on me, it wasn't nearly as obvious.
Yeah, sometimes that helps. I actually have a trick with Monty. In the morning when I get him up, I take him into the bathroom and turn on the water over the sink and hold him over it. And just like me, the sound of water makes him have to go. And we get that out of the way right away, and then he can hang out with me for the morning, no problem usually.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's nice enough usually to fly back to his cage for any personal matters, which I'm grateful for.
Oh, that's awesome. One of these days I'll have to bring my dog on the show.
Hey, why not? Yeah, in fact, hey, I can do that too. He's sound asleep. I can put him on the show, but he ain't going to do nothing for you. There you go. Blaze, say hi.
Hi, okay. Blaze.
There you go. He's about 14 now, so that was a burst of activity for him right there.
That's the name Blaze.
Yeah. You know, believe it or not, when he was younger, we had a 7-acre ranch we lived on, and he could make it from one side of the valley to the other, lickety-split, and that's how he got the name Blaze, because he was so fast.
Oh, I believe it.
You know, his running days are over. He runs to the chow bowl now, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's like my dogs, especially the older one, the mother dog. She's having a little more trouble with her hips, and so she has difficulty jumping up on the bed now, and it's getting a little bit depressing. But it is, you know, I guess it's just old age.
Well, you know, it's hard because everyone's pets are members of their family.
Absolutely.
And in some instances, they, you know, have exalted positions in the family, such as my dogs do. And it's sad to see them age and get the infirmities of old age come upon them, because you really want them to be of good health and to have long lives and always be around. And when you see the signs start creeping in, it really is kind of sad. Yeah. But I've been feeding Blaze here a special longevity formula dog food, and it seems to be working because, you know, he's 14 and he still jumps up on the bed and can get around, not like he did before. I mean, obviously he's not a puppy, he is an older dog, but he can still do things that a lot of dogs his age couldn't. So I credit that with the diet that he's been under, and also lots of exercise. Very important.
That helps tremendously.
It's important for me as well. You know, that's kind of the reason why I love having a dog, is it gets me off my butt and out walking as well. It's beneficial to me and it's beneficial to him. So it's good. Absolutely.
And they just, we could just go on all night about that.
Well, you know, at nighttime especially, because then you can do sky watch and look for UFOs while you're outside with your dog.
So that reminds me, since we only got a couple of minutes left, why don't you talk about some of the events you guys got planned for your MUFON? I know you guys do a sky watch, you do a bunch of different things. Maybe you don't have to give specific dates. We can have you on later when it gets closer to those events. But why don't you maybe tell people a little bit about what you have planned for this year?
Well, right now I don't have any sky watches planned in winter because it's, well, butt-ass cold out, and it's a lot more enjoyable to do that type of activity in the springtime and summer when it's warmer outside at night.
Absolutely.
A little better visibility. You know, if cloud cover around isn't really good for doing any kind of a sky watch, so you want to tend to have a more clear evening for that. So I am going to schedule something more towards March for a sky watch. We have some webinars coming up in the very near future that we're going to be, Denise Marcel and I are going to be conducting for MUFON Los Angeles. And we have some speakers lined up for that. And it'll be much the same format as what you and I are doing tonight. It'll be via Skype a lot. And people will get a chance to call in and ask questions of the different guests. And it'll be a little bit more of a personal atmosphere to hear about different experiences and investigations and get a chance to talk to these people involved with it that way. So we're pretty excited about that. You can find out details of that and keep posted on the MUFON Los Angeles website, which is www.mufonlosangeles.com. And also, I'll have notifications of that on my Facebook page. And also, Denise Marcel will have notifications on her Facebook page as well.
I saw Monty taking advantage of your headset there.
Yeah. He doesn't know that he can't afford these headphones, so.
It's like any kid, right?
Exactly.
Are you planning on doing another one of your like field investigator field trips, kind of like you did last summer, where we got together and
live training exercise? Yes, yeah. I would like to have another one of those in the very near future. Perhaps maybe we can even do a live broadcast from the next one. That would be kind of fun.
Oh, I'd love that.
Get people a chance to attend and see what's going on there that wouldn't otherwise get a chance to make it to the event.
That'd be awesome.
Something for us to think about, huh? Maybe if public outcry is loud enough, we can make it sooner rather than later even.
Sounds good, as long as it's not raining.
Yeah, well, you know.
Don't want all my equipment out there while it's raining.
I don't much cherish the idea of doing Bishop Peak in the mud.
No.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
Yeah. We can wait. Definitely we can wait.
And you know, the spot where the photos were taken of the Laguna Lake incident, which we covered last week, well, since the rains, the lake is full again now. So it's a good thing it happened when it did, because now the lake's full. He wouldn't have been able to take the pictures there.
Yeah.
He was literally in the middle of the dry lake bed when he took those photos. So it was fortuitous at the time that it was dry.
Yeah. But good thing it's full again.
Yes, we are. All of us around here are grateful that there's been a little bit of the easing of the drought, and the creeks are starting to flow again, and the lake is starting to fill up with water again. So we're very grateful for that. Of course, we could use a lot more, but supposedly it's on its way.
As the weather people on the East Coast like to call it, thank goodness for El Nino.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm calling it? I'm calling it El Neener. So.
I love how the weather people here in California, they like to tease the weather people on the East Coast because they have no clue to call it El Nino, and they call it El Nino.
Yeah, I know. Well,
but I like yours better. El Neener.
Me too. And it's kind of fitting with the weather pattern too. You know, it's kind of in your face. So yeah. I thought it was cute.
Well, Jeff, I appreciate you spending some time here again Friday night, and you're obviously welcome back to the cafe anytime you want. Just let me know. And awesome. Thank you for bringing your co-pilot there. And it's fun watching him chew on your ear there.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Monty.
You know, when I don't have the headphones on, he's used to nibbling on my earlobe, and it's not hard or anything. It's just a little gentle playing with it, but it's kind of like his binky of sorts.
Yes.
His comforter. So, in fact, he's never been near the headphones before, to tell you the truth. So that's kind of a new thing to him. It's probably why it has his interest.
Absolutely. I used to have a Myers parrot, and my Myers parrot did the same thing. He'd like to play with my ear, so I know exactly what's going on.
Than a conure does, so yeah, you want him to be gentle.
Oh yeah, you definitely want to be gentle because yeah, when they go nibbling, if they suddenly, yeah, not a good thing. Well, hey, let me go ahead and close out the show so everybody can get on with their evening. And thank you very much again, Jeff. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop over. Huh?
Thanks for having me.
Let me just real quick again. Let me just pull up your website slides. Where are they? Did I? Oops, I got the wrong screen up. My mistake. There we go. Okay, so again, Jeff, you published the Field Investigators Toolbox, and they can find that, I guess, either on the MUFON website, MUFON.com, or go to MUFONFieldInvestigator.blogspot.com. And, of course, I'll have the copies of these images and websites up on tomorrow's Daily Specials recap so people can link directly to them. And let me see, do I have the... Oops, wrong slide. Let's go back to... And, of course, if you're on Facebook, you can find Jeff there on Facebook by just searching jeff.krause.bugb8 Productions. I'm not sure what that's all about, but that's how you find Jeff.
Bug bait. It's not easy.
Bug bait. And with that, let me go ahead and get here to our final closing. They're over to my side that way. Oops, that way. Are all how you find the Cosmic Cafe Show on your favorite social media. Twitter, Facebook is where we hang out most. We have over 13,000 followers now on Twitter. Thank you very much for that. We have, I think, almost about 5,000 on Facebook, on our Facebook page, so thank you for that. Instagram, I think we're a little over 2,000. Google Plus, I'm not even sure. It doesn't even seem to matter, but we're very grateful for you following us on your favorite social media there. Thanks again for tuning in. It is Friday evening. I hope you all go out and have a great evening. Have a great weekend watching the Super Bowl, if that's what you choose to do on Sunday. I will be with Mom and Dad and watching the Super Bowl at a safe distance from the Bay Area. And
Files.
I don't know what Jeff's saying there in the background. I can't really hear him, but whatever, right? He can't see me anyways. But hey, we'll see you back here Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. You have a great weekend and a great evening. Bye-bye.